we have a Sydney, Australian, glorious sunny day. What's in front of us is a Ferrari F40, my beloved 1992 Ferrari F40, a concourse winner, international concourse winner to be precise. Ferrari Club of Maranello won one concourse there, won a concourse in Germany, and we won 3 concourse events here with the Ferrari Club of Australia. And this particular example is one of the greatest out there. It still looks brand new. You can see the carbon fiber weave right throughout that paint. It's absolutely immaculate. This is my favorite car. This is the pinnacle of hypercar. This is where it all began. The forefather of hypercar. And we're going to drive this car through the streets of Sydney CBD, have some fun, make some noise, and tease everybody with a Ferrari F40. Hey, how often do you actually see a Ferrari F40 on the streets of Sydney? Greatest car ever made. Yes, that's right, the Ferrari F40, driving it through the streets of Sydney CBD to record people's reactions. This thing is insane, let me tell you. We've got 470 horsepower with 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds. It is crazy. It is ludicrous. And you've got people going crazy outside when they see it. So you saw him on camera. But anyway, this thing is absolutely insane. Let me tell you, absolutely insane. It is so hot in here. The aircon barely works, so the window has to be open. It's 17 degrees outside, but let me tell you, it feels like it's 30 degrees in here. The seats aren't comfortable at all. No matter, regardless on what you've heard, this car is very uncomfortable. But it's so exciting being in this car and driving it because the reactions are priceless, absolutely priceless. The V8 twin turbo, the way it screams. You can hear that pop. It's crazy. Yes, the Ferrari F40, my favorite car, the best car ever made. In my books, this is the poster car. This is a car that we all dream of owning one day. It's just unbelievable. How cool it is beyond words. I cannot explain how great it is to be behind the wheel. You can just hear those turbos scream. Alright, right now we've got the standard muffler on the car, so the car is kind of quiet compared to having the sports exhaust. It is very, very different to any other car. It's very different. You've got so much turbo blow-off sounds. You've got the wastegate sound, the do-do-do and little psh sounds coming out of everywhere. And let me tell you, the most looks I've seen people pull towards this car than any other car out there. We've driven the Carrera GT, the XJ220 through the city. Boy, everybody loves them. But this thing is a whole nother level. It's bright, it's red, it's hot. It's a Ferrari F40. The V8, the twin turbo, 2.9 litre twin turbo. The story is Enzo Ferrari decided that he's going to have one last car to fulfill his legacy so everybody could remember him by. So this is the Ferrari 40th anniversary car, a supercar that the whole world will always remember. And look at it today, 25 years later, we all enjoy it, we love it. You can say nearly 30 years later, the car is just as old as I am. Everybody loves the Ferrari F40. It is the most iconic Ferrari ever made. It's very unique, it's very different. It looks different, it looks slow, sleek, wide, awesome looking headlights. Everything's very different. It's like a matchbox car, like a toy car, the car that you all dream to be jumping in and driving. It is something beyond all things. Let me tell you, something that you cannot believe really exists, and that is the Ferrari F40. Believe me, it is one of the greatest cars I've ever driven. And I love this mechanical rawness about it. And that turbo sound. Oh, that turbo sound, and people taking selfies. It's unbelievable. It's just on a whole nother scale altogether. Whole nother scale. Just very, very, very unique and different. The sound, I didn't care. Without the standard, that sport exhaust, the standard exhaust just does an awesome job. You can still hear that V8. It's got that mad growl to it. It's quiet at the same time, but if you want to drive this car as a daily or use it how Ferrari sort of intended people to use, where they had luggage, leather luggage cases that you can actually buy as a kit, forget about it. You can't drive this car and go and drive for more than an hour. Your buttocks hurts. My back is hurting. It's aching. I've only been in the car for half hour and it's actually killing me. But regardless of all that, I just love it. It is the best thing out. It is. I just don't know how much to say it. It's so exciting. Believe me, it's so exciting. I'm just going dry right now thinking of this car, talking about this car. It's so hot in here. No matter what I try, windows open, it's like 35 degrees. I'm sweating. I'm actually boiling. Outside is only 17 degrees. Everybody's wearing a jumper and a jacket whilst I'm here in this car cooking away. But being the car that it is today, there's so much value in there. It's so iconic. It's everything that we dream of. It is the pinnacle of hypercar. This is where hypercar began. The Ferrari F40 and the Porsche 959. That's where it began. That's it. That is the beginning. So the birth of an era started with the Ferrari F40 and the Porsche 959. Those two cars were the forefathers of what we call today a hypercar, but back then they were called supercars, so there was no terminology for hypercar. But in today's terminology, they definitely are hypercars because they're different. They look different, low, sleek, wide. They get so many looks, so much attention. How can they be just a normal supercar, which is what you look at a Ferrari 488 or an 812, that's supercar. It's different, but they don't look like this, they don't sound like this, they don't go like this, but they're different in their own right. But the power is so instantaneous in these things. Like you put your foot down, no electric throttle wire, no nothing, but there is a turbo lag. But what I mean by instantaneous is that you just press the throttle and the car has to pull, it has to go. F40, one of the greatest cars, a legacy, a beginning of an era, and here we are, 2018. We've brought it to the streets of Sydney. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I'm always excited actually looking at this car. You can tell right now, my smile is just, I don't know, priceless. But being in a car, it feels kind of scary in a way, being in a car that's valued at over $2.5 million, low kilometer example, concourse winning car. So I won concourse in Italy, so it's an international winning concourse car, and 3 times here in Australia with this actual F40 here. And this thing, you're just scared driving it. Believe me, you get so worried because you don't know and you can't control the people around you. And the way everybody just stares at this thing, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just love it. I don't love it for the fact that everybody stares at it. What we're doing is showing you how people appreciate the Ferrari F40. There are kids that are 15, 16 years of age, born in 2000 and 2003. They come up to me and say, that's a Ferrari F40, I can't believe it. They know all the details. They know it's a V8 twin turbo, the forefather of all hypercars. They actually understand that. And they do know it's an analog car. Stick shift, everything's analog with some brutal twin turbo power that just kicks in. Everybody understands that. And this is why our show brings to your attention, and we like to educate our viewers as to this is where it all began. The Ferrari F40, the Porsche 959, period. This is it, Ferrari F40. And just enjoy its sight, viewing it driving through Sydney, because this is once in a lifetime occasion, because we can't take this car out all the time. It's a very special car indeed, very, very special.